tomorrow never comes. Remember that? Wish you know how much I love her. Those are, you know, tender, sensitive piece. Okay, so this song I'm going to play for you was inspired by the opportunity that I had to meet one of the handful of guys that wrote that song. If tomorrow never comes, will she know how much I love her? But before I can make that make sense, I got to back up to that song I just played. Beer Run, B-double-E-double-R-E, beer run. Maybe that's not as sensitive or tender of a piece. But in my opinion, it's got a heart of its own. On the baseball package in my house in the afternoon, and yeah, that's my team, man. And my manager calls me up in the middle of the game and he says, "Hey, man, you know that song of yours, Beer Run?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, there's another song that goes almost just exactly like your song, except for they didn't say you wrote it or nothing. It's Garth Brooks and George Jones singing." And he said, he said, "But they're not giving you no credit or nothing." And I swear to you, man, my first thought when it was like, I'm on my couch and I said, "Man, I don't have to come into town for this, dude." I don't give a shit. I got the baseball package, and B, I got a ton of songs about beer. He said, "Hey, you're easy to work with." So we forgot, right? Then he calls me up later, he said, "It's fine." Then he calls me up a couple months later and he says, "Hey man, you know that song, Beer Run?" "Yeah." "Okay, you know those guys that wrote the other version?" "Yeah." "Well, now they're saying maybe you took it from them." I still didn't give a shit. I don't want to have to get dressed up any more dressed up than I am. I don't want to have dinner with anybody I don't know. I would rather just let them have it, because that's what it's going to end up. I'm going to have to get dressed up, go to lunch, fuck it. I'll go work it out. So he calls me up. I swear, he calls me up and he says, "Okay, I went into this guy. We all sat down together, decided nobody took anything from anybody and everybody can go on with their own song." Great. That was how I was hoping it would work out. Now, check this part out, though. I live in Nashville where we, like, induct somebody into something like twice a week. And I was home, and they found this thing that Tom T. Hall hadn't been inducted in. They asked me if I would come down and sing one of his songs out. I was thrilled to do it. I went down, I played one of his songs, and then I went back into the room, just like the room here, where there's free celery, free carrots, there's beer for us, there's towels if we want them, all this free shit that we get. Everybody thinks we're broke, but we got ranch stickers. So, I'm standing back there with my towel around my neck, and my buddy Peter is playing bass with us tonight. He says, "Hey, you see that guy over there by the carrots and stuff?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "You know that song, If Tomorrow Never Comes?" I said, "Yeah, it's a sensitive piece." He said, "That guy's one of the guys that wrote it." I said, "Oh, God, well, let's go hassle him." So, walk across the room, and we go, and I remember I held my drink up and I went, "If tomorrow." And I smiled and I said, "I love your song." He said, "Oh, thanks." I said, "I'm Todd Snider." He goes, "Oh, you're Todd Snider, huh?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "I had a lot of trouble with you last summer, man." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "You know that song, Beer Run?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I wrote it too." And in my mind, I'm thinking, man, you took it from me. So I said to this guy, "Man, you took it from me." And he said, "Not technically." And he goes on to explain the rules of songwriting, how there's so many words you can take in a row, so many notes you can take in a row without technically stealing from somebody else. And I thought, shit, this guy's a genius. This is the guy that should be managing me. He wouldn't have called me in the middle of the game. And then the best part of the story is as he was walking away, I was inspired to come up with this song that I'm about to play. I wrote it all by myself. called it Tomorrow Never Comes. If tomorrow never comes, I won't give a damn. If tomorrow never comes, I won't be afraid to meet my maker just the way I am. You can't prove anything, but one thing's true. If you could steal from me, I can steal from you. Any kind of heaven everybody doesn't get in won't seem like a heaven to me. They tell you that the Garden of Eden was perfect, but you couldn't even eat off the apple tree. And for heaven's sake, look out for those snakes lying to your woman constantly. Adam must have scratched his head, looked up and said, Lord, this isn't doing for me. I won't give a damn. If tomorrow never comes, I don't want to be afraid to come and meet you just the way I am. I can't do anything I'm dying to. If tomorrow never comes, tonight might have to do. I don't ever claim to know what's going on around here. I don't even know where I'm from. I know where I'm going when I get to where I'm going, what I'm doing when I get done. They tell me I'm forgiven if I ask to be. I say permission don't come that easily. I'm piling fours up underneath this apple tree. I'm singing, oh Lord, have mercy on me. If tomorrow never comes, and tonight is all I got. If tomorrow never comes, I don't want to be afraid to meet my maker just the way I'm not. Can't do anything and then you die. You're just judgmental, and where am I? Either way, I'm every guy I've ever tried not to be. I want everything as good as it gets. I have learned nothing but that there's another sunrise coming all but one of the times that it sets, and if tomorrow never comes, well, tomorrow never comes. If tomorrow never comes, well, then tomorrow ain't coming. If we were all good people, we would work in perfect rhythm. If worms had daggers, birds wouldn't buck with them.